If you want to stream and you're looking for the best price to performance PC that you can build right now to stream smoothly with high quality and no FPS drops, then you are in the right place. I will go through 3 specific PC build recommendations for streaming. 2 of them will be perfect for gaming at the same time in case you want to do streaming while doing gameplay, and 1 of them will be ideal if you have a console like a PS5 and you just want to stream your console but you don't care about gaming as much, so it's going to be quite cheaper. The link to every PC mentioned with every component will be down below in the video description with the latest prices and availability in your region. My name is Valentino. That being said, let's start. First, let me talk about the best value gaming and streaming PC at the same time. This PC right here features a Ryzen 5 7600X, which is one of the best price performance CPUs out there for both gaming and streaming, and then we get one of the best price to performance graphics cards in the market in the RX 9060 XT 16GB model. Now, this CPU and GPU combo will also allow you to play any game that you want at 1080p or 1440p resolution, even the high demanding ones on high to ultra settings, in case you want to stream those AAA titles and still achieve smooth performance. Now, here you also get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, which unfortunately as of right now it's very expensive, but for streaming, in my opinion, having 32 gigs of RAM is a non-negotiable, so I would never recommend you having 16 gigs, especially if you want to have a bunch of tabs opened. Now, you also get a 1TB SSD inside of the system, Wi-Fi included, and I made sure that with every PC I mentioned, for the graphics card, you get AV1 encoding, which is going to be really nice in case you want to use this encoder while streaming, because it's going to be way more efficient and the streaming quality is going to look amazing. In terms of cooling, here you get an aftermarket CPU cooler for the Ryzen 5 processor, and then you get a Montek Air 100 RGB case with 4 pre-installed RGB fans for that sweet airflow. In terms of esports shooters, since you get a Ryzen 5 processor and the RX 9060 XT, you will be achieving well over 240 plus FPS on average competitive settings in most esports games, so feel free to go with a 240Hz 1080p or 1440p monitor if you want to compete in these types of games while you are streaming. Now, the price for this system by the time of filming is $1,136, which in my opinion makes it the best price to performance system out there for streaming and gaming at the same time. However, if you want a little bit more of a premium experience, so you want faster performance, I do recommend you upgrading the graphics card to the Nvidia RTX 5070, which is quite faster, especially at 1440p resolution. You will be achieving 100 plus FPS on average at 1440p in high demanding titles. You can also play games at 4K on high to ultra settings, 60 plus FPS on average, so you can easily fit a 4K monitor if you are using the right settings in high demanding titles. And then if you want to play esports shooters with this GPU, you will be able to achieve around 360 plus FPS on average competitive settings. I'm talking about games like Valorant, Counter-Strike 2, and Fortnite. So feel free to go with a 360Hz monitor if you decide to upgrade your GPU to the 5070. The rest of the components remain the same, with Wi-Fi included in your motherboard, an aftermarket CPU cooler, the Ryzen 5 7600X, 32 gigs of RAM, 1TB SSD, and the nice Montek Air 100 RGB case. The price, however, is a little bit more expensive at $1,283, which is, yes, a bit more expensive, but it's still very nice in terms of pricing and in terms of price to performance. And then if you even have more money to spend, for around $1,500, you can get the same system, but for the CPU, you get the Ryzen 7 7800X3D. This is going to be a huge upgrade if you're going to be playing esports shooters. You are going to be achieving well over 500 plus FPS on average with the right settings, so you can compete in these games with the highest refresh rate monitors out there, or just any high CPU demanding title. And then of course, because you upgraded the CPU, you also have to upgrade the CPU cooler, and that's why here I went with a 240 liquid cooler, which is going to be amazing to cool down this Ryzen 7 7800X3D. Now, do remember that for streaming you also get AV1 encoding because you get the RTX 5070. Now, the price for this one will be just under $1,500 USD, by far the most expensive one in this video, but again, it is still very nice when it comes to value if you want to max out esports shooters and you want to stream them at the same time. And then if you just don't care about gaming that much, you just want to stream your console, then you can build your PC for much cheaper, which has a Ryzen 5 7600X, and you get the Intel Arc V570, which is a very nice graphics card for streaming. You get 10 gigs of VRAM, and you also get AV1 encoding for just $210. So in terms of streaming, this PC right here will be perfect. You also get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory, Wi-Fi included, an aftermarket CPU cooler, amazing temps overall. But the most important part here is that for streaming, this PC will be perfect, especially if you're streaming your console, whether it's a PS5 or an Xbox, it doesn't matter. And also if you want to stream your PC but you're not gaming, let's say you want to stream yourself doing other stuff than gaming, this PC right here will be perfect as well. Now, this system is not useless for gaming. You can also play at 1080p 60 plus FPS on average in most games, even the high demanding ones really, but it's just not going to be the best one out there. However, the price is the best one by far, and it's going for just under $1,000 by the time of filming. Now remember, maybe when you're watching this the prices are different, so I do recommend you checking the latest prices and availability from the links down in the video description. And also, if you're looking for a pre-built PC instead because you don't want to build one yourself, I completely understand that. That's why I made a complete video talking about the best pre-built gaming PCs for every budget and every resolution. I do recommend you watching that one if you are willing to buy a pre-built PC instead of building it yourself, and you will find that video in the top right corner of the screen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.